stuff. I put out a really popular video. Actually, I didn't think it was going to be that popular, but it's just getting a lot of views for the size of my channel, obviously, on BMNR and SBET. As we know, they both are Ethereum treasury companies. Basically, what they do is they buy Ethereum for their treasury as an asset. So I've been talking almost a year now since I started the channel about something called MNAV, multiple to net asset value. What is the net asset value of, well, the trend was started by Michael Saylor of Strategy. He started this a while ago by buying Bitcoin. So how does he do it? How does he get the cash to buy Bitcoin? He's doing some leverage as well. He's doing some convertibles, convertible preferreds, all kinds of things, right? And so basically, most of it is done by ATMs at the market stock sales. Basically, they sell shares. Immediately, they go buy Bitcoin with it. That's Strategy. About a month and a half ago, Bitmine Immersion Technologies, that's the company called, they converted the company into an Ethereum treasury asset company. And famous Tom Lee became the chairman of the company. Obviously, that adds a lot of clout to that outfit, but their Ethereum purchases have been nothing but astounding. I think as of yesterday, they own 1.87 million tokens. Their goal is to reach 5% of outstanding Ethereum tokens. The other one is SBET. That's the symbol, SBET. Honestly, I don't even know probably the name of the company. Let me see what it is. I'm bad with names. I'm good with symbols. Let's see. I think SBET is something. They used to be a betting company like DraftKings. They converted that company, SharpLink Gaming. They converted that company into an Ethereum treasury asset company, and they have bought up to, I think, 870,000 Ethereum tokens as of yesterday. So I've been following MNAV and trading MSTR, MSTU. I hadn't dabbled into BMNR and SBET. Traded MSTU, which is the 2x ETF of MSTR, through options, selling puts, selling calls, things like that, for a while. But I'm also watching MNAV extremely close. Okay, why do we need to watch MNAV? So in the case of MSTR, there's always, well, there has been always a premium. So there's a range for this MNAV premium on MSTR, which is when the stock was over 500, that MNAV ran up to close to 3x of the net asset value. Net asset, by the way, on MSTR, there's a company that sells software, enterprise software, but it's worth nothing pretty much. Basically, what these companies do is they buy Ethereum or Bitcoin, and that's the net assets that they have. In the case of BMNR and SBET, the MNAV was about 1.7 range. Well, something strange is going on. What is Wall Street? And then on the MSTR's case, MNAV has been coming down sharply. And what does Wall Street do? Wall Street buys Bitcoin, shorts MSTR. Okay. In fact, Jim Chanos did a really good trade on that when MNAV was about 1.8 to 2 range on MSTR. He was shorting MSTR. He was betting that the MNAV is going to shrink and come to par, meaning 1-to-1. Well, that turned into a really, really, really good trade for him. So I'm a patient trader, right? If you guys have been following me for a while, patience is the first P that I follow. The second P is position size specifically. Third P is the plan. So when it comes to planning, you create a thesis, you structure the best possible trade around that thesis, and then you do it. You commit to it. There is no other way of doing it that I know of. I don't get in and out 50 times a day. I'm not a day trader. If you're a day trader, this is the wrong place for you. But long story short, I've been watching MNAV and keeping track of it on a daily basis on all three. There are others, such as MetaPlanet in Japan, but MNAV on that is over 2. I'm not going to touch that. But what I started doing actually last Friday, and then you guys will see the positions, I'll keep adding to it, is MNAV. A lot of people believe that all these treasury asset companies should sell at a premium as far as their equity prices are concerned, meaning it's pretty easy to figure out MNAV. You have outstanding shares, right? You take that and multiply it by the share price, current share price, you get a market capitalization number. And then you look at their Ethereum holdings, in the case of BMNR and SBET. Well, as of yesterday, actually, BMNR went under 1 MNAV. Well, yesterday was 0.92. Today, I think we're above 1. So I jumped on it. I mean, because I was waiting for par. I was waiting for 1 for 1. Could it go less than 1 for 1? Absolutely, it did. On BMNR and SBET, they were like, both were, I think one was 0.92, one was 0.94. Well, so that's when I initiated the trade. So today I'm adding heavily, actually I'm trying to create a full position for myself, for my account size, on SBET. And I think last time I looked, ETH was, let's take a look. ETH is almost 4,500, right? So whatever ETH these companies are holding is up 4%, while these stocks at 1-to-1 should keep pace with that 4%. While BMNR is doing it. BMNR is up about 7.5% today. And when I show the positions, I'll explain to you guys. In fact, the video that I put up yesterday, if you're interested in it, you can go check it out. It's on the channel. SBET is actually down for the day. So I have good information. I still have friends on the trading desks. They said BMNR was doing it yesterday. SBET is doing it today. What was BMNR doing yesterday? They're doing at the market sales, stock sales, to buy more Ethereum. So Tom Lee seems like he's hell-bent on getting to 5% as fast as possible. And if you look at the trajectory of their purchases, it like outpaces Michael Saylor's strategy by like 10x. And SBET is doing the same thing. They're buying Ethereum literally every week. So today, it definitely looks like they're doing some ATM sales. Well, what happened because of that is that MNAV on SBET now, from this morning's calculations, is close to like 0.88. So basically, if you do buy SBET or the equity itself, or do some strategies that I'm doing with options, with defined risk on the downside, you're buying Ethereum at a discount, right? Okay. So 0.88 means 1-to-1 should be net asset value equals market capitalization. Well, in SBET case, we're down to 0.88. Now, I read some chat groups and chat rooms. Some of these comments are just ludicrous and ridiculous and funny to the point. They're all cussing out the management. Oh, these are losers. I'm like, these people are super qualified people on the board of SBET. But, those are traders, and they have no clue what they're buying and selling to start with, probably. I don't know how many of them would know what MNAV is if it hit them in the head, but it's okay. So instead of adding to BMNR, I'm adding to my SBET position. And I almost doubled up, actually. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. I have some other positions that I'll go through it. But you only do this strategy. You only like these treasury asset companies if you are bullish on Ethereum or Bitcoin. If Ethereum goes sideways for the next 6 months, which is highly unlikely, let's say it does, that stock is just not going to move. It's going to just be sideways. Although they have weekly options, obviously regular series as well. So you can take advantage of the premium and sell some calls and lower your cost basis if you're stuck. A lot of the chat groups, they're like, oh, I bought it at 30. It's 18 or 17 or 16. I'm like, who told you to buy it at 30? Who told you to go pay 2.1 MNAV? I'm paying 0.88 and I'm nervous. What is your business buying that thing at 2 MNAV? You know, I don't know. If somebody can explain it to me, I would really appreciate that. Why these treasury asset companies should sell at a premium, almost 2 times their net asset value. A lot of people are counting on it, that's what's going to happen. Why should they? If this was a regular company with a regular business, you would look at it differently. That's the way I'm looking at these treasury asset companies. You have assets. Your liabilities are whatever your debt is. Unfortunately, at the moment, BMNR or SBET is not using debt instruments to buy Ethereum. They're not using futures. They're not using leverage. So a liquidation is out of question at the moment. And then people go like, well, what if Ethereum goes to 3,000? What if it goes back to 2,500? I go, okay. SBET will be $5. MicroStrategy will be, if Bitcoin goes to 60,000, MSTR will be like, I don't know, $150. It's 300 plus now. BMNR will be $10. That's what it's going to be. You only do these if you're super bullish on Ethereum or Bitcoin. Simple. The game is simple here. That's why I take advantage of options and do defined risk trades, because I don't know if Ethereum, I would like it to go up because it's a bullish position that I'm putting on, right? And, or a trade I'm putting on. So, but if it doesn't, there is always that, right? There's no guarantees in here. But I'm quite comfortable doing it at 0.88 MNAV on SBET than doing it at 1.5. Now, could MNAV expand without Ethereum moving? Because there's many different things that these companies are doing, especially in SBET's case. They're staking it, right? They're getting about a 3.5% return. Once you stake it, then with that, they're coming and buying MNAV. They have enough cash at hand to purchase more or do stock buybacks. Same thing with BMNR. And I think that's why Tom Lee wants to get to 5% of outstanding tokens to start staking it. Tom Lee's talking all about this is the new Wall Street. It's 1971. You know, when we went off the gold standard. I mean, I don't know. He's an intelligent man. I'm not going to question it. I have my thoughts about it. You know, the tokenization of Wall Street, basically. And he's comparing it to 1971 when we went off the gold standard. Synthetic dollars were created. It's true. Look at how many dollars we can create out of thin air these days. And he's looking at the same thing, and he's thinking that Wall Street is going to be at some point, and all these tokens are going to be on the Ethereum network. I don't know. I could be. And therefore, the price of Ethereum is going to outpace Bitcoin even. And he's looking at some ridiculous targets like 15,000 or something for Ethereum. I'm like, look, I don't know. We're at 4,500. But the way I trade is I analyze it. I create the thesis. My thesis is I want to buy all these asset companies with defined risk trade, defined risk downside to the downside, at under MNAV, under par. They got there. Okay. So that was the plan. Once they get there, do it. Well, I'm doing it. In fact, I'm adding to it. So that's the plan. You know, these are, again, trades. I'm not married to these trades. I know my risk. I know what my upside is. I know what my downside is. The trades I'm putting on are defined risk to the downside with max loss already clued in. So if SBET goes to 0, I know what my loss is going to be. If BMNR goes to 0, I know what my loss is going to be already. So I know what my max loss is going to be, but I also know what my upside is going to be. The way I structure these two to start with is about 4-1, maybe a little bit better than 4-1, because I'm putting the trades on with credit. So basically I'm getting paid to play. But that's what's going on.